though, it's a flyweight contest between a man well known in Asia, Andrew Leone, and Geje Eustaquio of the Philippines.
Geje, I think he is a great athlete. He's got great striking, and his defensive jiu-jitsu looked great against a black belt, Alex Silva.
Andrew's strength is on wrestling, but I can see a lot of holes in him, like on his striking and ground skills, which give me a chance to beat him on those holes. This time, it's a classic matchup between a wrestler and a striker, but this time, the striker will dominate.
Geje is very confident that he's going to beat me. I'm sure he is. He's training really hard. You know, he's training with a great team. I'm training, you know, I'm going to try to beat him too. That's the goal. We're both trying to win, and we'll see what happens.
Fighting in front of my fellow countrymen will actually motivate me. When I get inside the ONE FC cage, the crowd will expect me not to quit, never give up, but finish the fight and push myself to the limit.
I'm going to try to beat one of their hometown guys in the most professional way possible, you know, without making any enemies.
I know I have to win this fight because I've been dreaming it to become a champion. By winning this fight, it will bring me to the next step. I will never hold back, I will never give up, I'll never quit.
Yeah, I'm going to try to knock him out.
And this is MMA at its finest. Premier MMA from Asia. ONE Fighting Championships. Mixed Martial Arts. Of America,
Andrew Leone and Geje Eustaquio, just two very, very pleasant people. It's a pleasure to be in their company. Lovely fellas. And here they are about to rip each other's heads off in the ONE FC cage. Andrew Leone hasn't been in that cage before, although he's quite well known in Asia. Has a 6-2 record, trains with the Phuket top team. Made his debut in martial combat back in 2010, where he lost to a Team Lakay fighter. He did submit a current ONE FC champion, Soo Chul Kim. That was with a guillotine choke after just 28 seconds as well. And his brother, Anthony, is also a fighter. They train closely together. They were warming up in the cage here before we came on air, about an hour and a half ago. Good friends and lovely fellas, as we said before. Can't wait to see this guy, Jason.
I agree. Andrew Leone, the New York State Wrestling Champion, spent his entire MMA career in Asia, training on a Phuket top team. He's very comfortable in the cage and obviously relies heavily on his wrestling. Has the jiu-jitsu base, also purple belt jiu-jitsu, competed a lot over here in Asia in BJJ competitions. He's actually beaten some black belts in competition, and that's probably attributed to his very strong wrestling styling. So he's going to bring not only that tenacious wrestling background, but some good ground and pound and heavy hands with him to this fight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, oh, indeed, fighting out of the red corner. He's from the Philippines. Geje Gravity
Geje Eustaquio from the Philippines, the biggest roar of the night so far. And he's running to the ring. And he's running back again.
This is so confusing. Is he going towards the ring or away from it?
He doesn't know whether he's coming or going. I can tell you what, in actual fact, it's quite the opposite. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's a very, very accomplished fighter. Has a 4-1 record, so relatively inexperienced, although his opponent has only had 8 fights. A second ONE FC win for him would really put him in place to challenge for the ONE FC Flyweight belt, which hasn't yet been contested. He had a very impressive win over the evolved fighter Alex Silva in the ONE FC cage. That was a great submission defense that he showed in the lead up to that. Won't really want to be on his back against Leone, who's an excellent wrestler, but in Eustaquio, well, he's one of these Team Lakay fighters, trains at altitude, great cardio, wushu style. This really is a super matchup.
It is, and Geje was absolutely spectacular in his fight against Alex Silva, one of the toughest BJJ competitors in all of Asia. Showed fantastic submission defense, great takedown defense, and one of the things that we're seeing from all the Team Lakay fighters is that they're tenacious and they have very good takedown defense, and that can be the chink in the armor for a wrestler, because you know when a wrestler can't take you down and they rely on that one attribute of taking you down and kind of grinding on you, it gets very difficult when you get punished and you get those takedowns stuffed like the Team Lakay guys have done and like Geje has shown, and he's very brutal with making you pay for those missed takedowns. Geje is very focused for this fight, riding a 2-fight win streak. He knows that if he comes out with the win, he can easily be fighting for that belt, and that means a ton to Geje.
So, pretty similar in terms of age. Quite a height difference there. Leone 9 centimeters taller. This is the United States of America against the Philippines.
Ladies and gentlemen, and fight fans from all around the world, welcome to Asia's largest mixed martial arts event, ONE Fighting Championship, Rise to Power. This next fight is 3 rounds in the ONE FC Flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing at 170 centimeters tall and weighing in at 56 kilograms with a professional record of 6 wins and 2 losses. Fighting out of Phuket top team, he is a Pan-Asian grappling champion from the United States of America, Andrew Leone!
Yeah, baby.
And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man stands at 161 centimeters tall and weighed in at 56.7 kilograms with a professional record of 4 wins and 1 loss. Fighting out of Team Lakay from the Philippines, he is Wushu champion, Geje Gravity Eustaquio! And when the action begins, your referee in charge, referee Shinichi Serizawa.
Christine Hallower signals the start of this contest, which I have a feeling is going to be an absolute cracker, and I know you share that thought, Jason.
Well, I think all the fights tonight are just really well matched up and very, very interesting on paper. So this is going to be one of those fights where, like Andrew said, it's going to be wrestler versus striker.
That's a quick start. Grappling for position, standing up there.
Oh, Geje with a nice trip takedown. Andrew right back to his feet. Nice! Beautiful sweep. This is exactly where Andrew wants to be, on top and on the ground right away. Work some methodical grappling. Really get a chance to work some ground and pound on Geje and utilize those wrestling ability, negating Geje's ability to strike and throw that offense. Passes right away to half guard. I'm sorry, to cross side.
And knee to the head in the process. And again to the back of the head. Particularly brutal stuff. Kenichi Serizawa on his haunches, watching the action closely there.
One of the things that's interesting to note is that when you get the takedown early in a fight, there's no sweat, no body oil to contend with, and it's much easier to control your opponent. Trying to work to the back here, as opposed to when it's later in the fight, you have all that sweat and grease. Oh, this is a dangerous position. Andrew's on the back already. He's going to have a lot of friction to work with because both guys are very dry right now early into the fight. And you don't want to cross your legs like that when you're on someone's back because you can actually get ankle locked.
Furious pace that they began this contest in. Geje throwing punches that he can't see whether they're landing. I'm sure he can feel it, but throwing a punch behind his own head, particularly unorthodox position.
Whatever works, brother.
And listen to the crowd. Geje, they're shouting.
Well, Andrew's in a very dominant position here. He doesn't need to do much. You know, the referee is not going to stop this and stand them back up. He's got back control. He's going to fight for that hand position and start to work that choke in. He needs to get his elbow underneath Geje's chin. Geje needs to control Andrew's hands here to make sure that he doesn't get threatened by that choke and either try to turn and face Andrew so that he's on top.
Just got that chin down. Oh, done well to just pull that arm away, but straight away it's back in position there. And again, the chin pressed to the chest to try and stop that arm getting underneath it.
Well, Geje's doing what he needs to do is control one of Andrew's wrists. See now how Andrew's got that figure four. That's very, very difficult. That's an anaconda lock around the midsection. That makes it very hard, not only to maneuver, but it constricts your breathing.
Isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yes, that's another thing.
It does, very constricts your breathing. Geje needs to try to get on his right side a little bit and make Andrew's legs become uncomfortable. He can almost ankle lock Andrew if he turns to the right hard enough, but this is a difficult position. He's got to hope that Andrew just kind of abandons it and says, I can't get anything from here, and never enables him to create some space, because from here, Andrew's just in a tremendous amount of control, even though Geje's throwing those punches.
All the action focused around Geje's throat at the moment. Although he's...
Oh, that could be deep. He's got that right chin around. He's going the palm-to-palm cable grip.
Still the chin is there. He's all right for now, but it's so dicey for him, isn't it? It just slips underneath.
Well, he's got that. It's not underneath his chin. It just could be more of a chin lock. That's tight on the chin, and it creates a lot of pressure on your opponent's jaw. Not necessarily enough to make you tap out and submit, but it's like having your jaw in a vice lock.
Both of Geje's arms are free, so he can, if he chooses to, push that right arm of Andrews away, but using instead to concentrate on the left arm and throw the odd punch in. Very knowledgeable crowd here in Manila. They know what's going on, and they know their man is under the cosh at the moment. Andrew Leone, what an introduction to the cage for him so far in ONE Fighting Championship. Final minute of this opening round.
Well, he's doing a spectacular job, but there's one thing that Geje showed is that on paper, Alex Silva has a much higher BJJ credentials than Andrew Leone, and he was able to defend. So if Andrew Leone can actually get a submission here, that will really speak volumes to his ability to submit people and be a danger on the ground when a high-level BJJ black belt couldn't submit Geje.
Sure. Just has not let up at all, has he, Leone, from start to finish. And credit to Geje Eustaquio for surviving this round, because he's been under pressure, intense pressure, for the entire 5 minutes. And he must have thrown 50 or 60 of those punches behind his own head. And he's done a great job of fending off Leone here. It's been a cracking opening round.
You know, Leone can just throw some punches back here of his own. I guess we'll have to wait till the next round to see if that happens or not.
Can't wait, frankly. Well, I don't think either fighter heard the bell. Eustaquio is pretty pumped despite having taken some punishment there, he wants the crowd to get on his side.
Well, here was a great leg trip by Geje. Andrew had a great balance and was able to get back up, and then a nice sweep right to the mat. I love those unorthodox takedowns. That landed Andrew Leone in great position. He was able to take the back anaconda figure four. And even though Geje had his back threatened with some rear naked chokes, he spent most of the time punishing Andrew Leone with some right hands to the temple. And you know, you're throwing those punches, that's going to make your opponent stop to think about dealing with that as opposed to the choke.
Nasigurado ka nga, tinag mo suna. Agyan ka tibe. Okay, good.
Second round then, Felicia Yap signaling that to us. We talk about punishment taken and damage done, Jason. It's Andrew Leone there who was exposed more than Geje just because of the number of punches he took to the face. But no real damage there I can see on the face. Obviously a little bit of a swelling. Straight away goes for the single leg. That's where Leone wants it to be, and again he has his back.
Well, the big factor this time is going to be all of the sweat that's accumulated. It's going to make it very slippery, and it's going to be easier for Geje to defend chokes, but right away, Andrew Leone like a moth to the flame to the back of Geje.
He has just been on it since the first second of the first round. Oh, Eustaquio with the elbow to the head. Roars from the crowd, and we're back to that position we were in the first round.
You know, at this point, Andrew may decide to look for an arm bar or something if he doesn't feel he can get that choke in, and just look to abandon ship here on the back. But having that figure four leg lock just makes it incredibly difficult to really maneuver.
And again, while all of this is happening, Andrew Leone is taking punishment to the head, and he can't hold out forever taking those punches.
Well, those punches are just really more annoying than they are damaging. And what they're doing is they're forcing Andrew Leone to think about defending his face. He's moving his head side to side, whereas as opposed to, you know, just focusing on attacking Geje the whole time. Someone should remind Andrew he has his own hands he can be punching Geje with, and he has the leverage throwing him too, because he's throwing him downwards as opposed to behind himself. Not sure what just happened there.
Yeah.
That's a very difficult position. Geje needs to turn his body to the left so that he traps Andrew's own foot behind his knee, and he can put a lot of pressure on his foot.
Again, the crowd get behind Geje with those punches that he's throwing behind his own head. Taking a second there to catch a breather, but straight back into it. And there, the punches that you suggested Andrew Leone throw, Jason. Got a few in there. But his opponent's body, the point you often make, is getting slipperier and slipperier as this fight goes on.
Now Geje is actually doing what he needs to do.
Now, there.
Oh, that's deep now. That's
around the throat.
This is the beginning of the end. That's tight. That's really tight. Geje's defending. He's trying to pull that arm down. Oh, Andrew's pushing tight. That is really deep. Andrew just squeezes and holds that pressure. This is going to be all she wrote. Oh, this is going to be it.
I don't see him tapping out just yet. Anyway, he's really going for it, trying to get away. And he's done it. Oh, I think I even saw a smile.
Yeah, he's smiling, but Andrew just threw his hand back underneath his back. Less time smiling, more time defending, I think.
You think so, but he's escaped that one as well. What a performance from Geje Eustaquio.
Yeah, he's got some super sick jiu-jitsu defense, but, and you know, one of the things too you don't think about is that,
and he's turned around. What a round this is. Back and forth. And the sucker kick to the head as well. This crowd are making a deafening noise at the Mall of Asia Arena.
You know, one of the things that you don't think about is that when you put all your muscle weight and all your strength into those chokes, when you feel like you're 3 seconds away from winning the fight and you're squeezing with every bit of your energy, you're really creating a lot of lactic acid buildup in your arms, and then you're using a lot of your energy. And I've seen guys, you know, for myself, I put guys in triangles and held them there for what I thought was close, and then your legs are shot for the rest of the fight. So you have to be very careful and selective about picking the time to explode and picking the time to get in there. Another nice takedown attempt, low single.
What a contest this is. Applause ringing around at cage side here.
I think Andrew wants to try that jumping kick. He's been...
Oh, big right hand. Didn't quite connect as solidly as he hoped. But Leone driving Geje up against the cage.
Now this is going to be difficult as the fight progresses for Leone to get those takedowns, because initially when he grabs that leg, it's much easier because there's no sweat involved. Now that's going to be very hard unless he gets that upper body lock to get a solid takedown on Geje, who's shown he's got great takedown defense and submission defense.
Come on at me, says Eustaquio.
Andrew's got his hands really low. He's got to make sure that there's that jump kick he's warming up with.
Wow, they didn't like that, the Filipino crowd. A little bit of showmanship from Leone. And of course, Geje gets it back. I'm tempted to get up on my feet and applaud. That was a super round.
It was a great round, and you know, we saw a lot of what we saw in the first round. Andrew Leone on the back of Geje Eustaquio had that figure four in. Geje working a bunch of punches, felt completely comfortable here, giving the big thumbs up sign to the crowd at home and the crowd here. But there was a couple of points where it was really close. Geje was able to finally sneak in and reverse and get on top, but there was some definite danger there when Leone was on his back with that rear naked choke.
Kaya mo suna overpower mo ay matapat ang power na. Yeah, alanda ka. I think he's trying to look for that right head kick, or he's looking for something for you to come in, all right? Keep on doing what you're doing, bro. Keep on doing the jams, jam hook, all right? Jam left hook. Awesome fucking fight. You're up too. Let's go. You gotta win this round, bro. You gotta win it.
In the heat of the moment, I wasn't actually sure if Eustaquio gave a thumbs up in that position, but he clearly did, didn't he? That's ridiculous. And he's still gesticulating to his own crowd here. Come on, let it be me and all of you against this man, Andrew Leone. And let's have some fun. We've certainly had some fun in the first 10 minutes and 2 rounds of this contest. 5 more minutes to come.
Oh, big stiff jab right in Leone's face. It was a stiff jab.
Oh, these two want to provide some entertainment. Not quite enough action in this third round for the referee's liking, nor for ours at cage side.
Oh, shook him there right on the button with that left jab.
And a little bit of a celebration there as well.
Nice double leg takedown attempt, good drive, turned the corner, beautiful takedown. This is going to give Andrew a chance to work some ground and pound, and we get to see what Geje has from guard. How can you not love MMA?
I'm loving this, I have to say.
I love boxing, I love judo, I love wrestling, but you get everything with MMA. Great takedowns, fantastic striking, beautiful reversals. And if you can't appreciate 15 minutes of pressing the pace and shooting takedowns, go start a fight with your neighbor and see how tired you're after a minute.
One thing is for sure, whoever loses this contest is far from done in ONE FC, because I, for one, want to see both of these guys in the cage many more times.
Well, you can just tell both Andrew Leone and Geje Eustaquio are very high-level competitors here in ONE FC, and you know, whether it's the striking element we're talking about, the jiu-jitsu's offense or defense, both guys bring a lot to the table, and both guys respect each other tremendously. And you know, the thumbs up and the smiles, that's not meant to be you know, argumentative or disrespectful. Both of these guys just truly love competing.
They're enjoying it, aren't they, for sure?
For sure.
The question is, I guess, Jason, as we enter the final 3 minutes of this contest, with Leone having pressed for a submission so much of this fight, has Geje done enough?
Well, one of the things I love about ONE Fighting Championship is that we don't score this round by round. It's scored as a fight as a whole, and Leone on the front choke here. You know, we look at things like damage. How close did you come to finishing the fight? How much aggression did you put? We don't want to just see you take someone down and sit in their guard for 20 minutes. But I do feel that Leone, up until this point, has been more aggressive and been in the more dominant position. Again, right back to the back here. Going to have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to work on some chokes. Maybe he's going to go for an armbar, feel comfortable on this position. Geje obviously comfortable with defending the rear naked choke.
This has been the feature position of the fight, hasn't it? We've seen it in each and every one of the 3 rounds. How much will the judges be influenced by the fact that Geje's throwing a lot of punches behind his head?
I think minimally. He's staying busy, but they're not really doing much damage. You know, it's good that you're staying busy and you have the consciousness to do that, but
Sure.
you see Andrew Leone's arm, he's got the elbow fairly tight underneath the chin there, and he's coming much closer to finishing the fight. You know, in my opinion, Leone's not only coming closer to finishing, but he's also been in more dominant position, and Geje has had some reverses and been able to move into some position and defend, but hasn't really had too much that's made Andrew think about this could be the end of the fight.
Final 90 seconds of the contest.
This is deep. He's got 90 seconds to defend, but again, Andrew's arm is deep underneath Geje's. He let it go. Good defense by Geje Eustaquio.
Well, he's been exhibiting that right throughout this contest. What a thrill this is for everyone at cage side in Manila.
That's one of the things I think that's the most marked difference between the East versus West, is that in the States and in Europe we have a lot of solid wrestlers, and that's the base you see a lot of. And over here in Asia, there's spectacular fighters that have a base in Sanda or Wushu or Kung Fu or the striking art. So it really becomes a stylistic matchup. And you're seeing this here. Andrew Leone has executed some beautiful takedowns and been able to work some great position. Geje Eustaquio has been able to defend those, not launching too much offense, but you know, you have to be great everywhere now in mixed martial arts. You can't just be a one-trick pony like you could have been 15 years ago.
And in many ways, the story of this fight is that Geje hasn't been able to execute his strengths in this contest. The things that he's good at, hasn't really been able to get them off. And it looks to me as if Andrew Leone is working his way to a points win here as the bell for the 3rd round signals the end of the fight. Leone with his hands in the air. Eustaquio noticeably, he's just raised his own hands. Just take us through these highlights, Jason.
Well, there was the opening of the round, a very solid left straight, and then, you know, it was the same thing. Andrew Leone was able to get the takedown and use his superior wrestling to secure that back position with the anaconda. Very close on these chokes. I don't know if he knows just how close those chokes were. Geje's face was turning purple, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough to be able to get in there and secure the win via submission. Both guys, great competitors. Can't wait to see them back in there.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. The fight's only just finished, and I can't wait to see both of them back. Wouldn't even mind seeing a rematch. For now, though, let's figure out who's won this contest between them. Looks to me like it would be Leone. Press the action all the way through. Here's Anthony Suntai.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And all 3 judges see it for your winner. Via unanimous decision, Andrew Leone!
Yep, fair enough. I think that's what we expected to see, but Geje Eustaquio comes out of this with a great deal of pride and accomplishment. Here's Jason with Andrew Leone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, Andrew Leone, in his debut in ONE Fighting Championship, and an impressive debut over a very, very tough opponent. Talk to us a little bit about your preparation for this fight, and also, how close did you feel those rear naked chokes were?
Man, those rear naked chokes were pretty close. Team Lakay, much respect, one of the best teams in Asia. I love you guys. Philippines, one of the best fighting countries in the world. I really appreciate coming here and competing for you guys. I just want to say 3 things. Thanks to my brother, Anthony Leone, Matt Hume, and Victor Kiwi, and Jason Chambers, and BJ Kojima, I'm coming for you.
Well, that was a fantastic fight and a great performance, and we look forward to seeing you more here in ONE Fighting Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Andrew Leone.